Welcome in Chicagoland Speedway for round number 4 of the TI Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Truck Series as we get to go rocking and rolling for 90 laps of racing eventually here under the lights in Chicago. I'm the captain. We get you ready for Thursday night racing. The final race we'll have streamed before we take a week off for the 4th of July holiday. Qualifying is going on right now. I'm actually working on getting the points for you on the stream. Unfortunately, I don't want to say like I'm a little under the weather or anything like that, but something weird is like I think it might be just heat that's bothering me today. As the last couple hours of work, I was kind of in a struggle spot for myself and was just kind of pacing and just trying to get done. Came home and actually took a shower and like went to sleep for a little bit, and woke up a little bit ago and just ate and now ready to rock and roll. So hopefully it's just a thing of heat bothering me or whatever. But here is what it looks like right now. After 3 races, Nick Leo leads Tim Averill by 1 point. Stephen Miles, Kyle Ethier, Chris Lewis, your top 5, all 10 points separating those guys. And you see as it goes down to 48 where Aaron Beaver is behind going into race number 4 of this Truck Series season in Chicagoland, as qualifying has just wrapped up. And a very familiar person going to be up there on the pole here at Chicago, one that runs pretty well at this track in other leagues, and I'm sure will run well here tonight. The difference is, though, he's got a lot of strategy to figure out here this evening, and that being Brandon Alphin. He is on the pole here, so congratulations to him, and we will let the grid work its way by as Brandon Alphin will start next to Kyle Ethier, who will start in the second position. Zach Mertz is back again tonight. He'll start next to Stephen Miles. So, obviously, those 4 looking to potentially run away with this thing here this evening. Brett Rolls and Rick Ward, another great qualifying effort for the 34 truck. He will start there in the 6th position. Drayton Cook, Tim Averill, Nick Uricchio, and Jeremy Berger, the top 10 starters in the race here this evening, as the trucks will grid up and get ready to rock and roll here for 90 laps of racing. All right, so 27 trucks, it looks like, will grid here. And let me see if Jacob Locklear is going to grid up here. He'll be the 28th truck if so. Otherwise, it'll be 27 trucks around the Chicagoland Speedway mile-and-a-half track with a not-so-straight back straightaway. There's a little dog leg over there, or a little curve, if you will. So it makes this track fun. Well, we've all done that before, Hunter. But thank you. $18 degrees of banking in both corners. Of course, multiple grooves of racing. Go from the bottom to the top here. You saw in the Gen 4 race Tuesday night, a lot of the cars migrating up towards the top when it was all said and done. You have to forgive me. I'm feeling like kind of scatterbrained right now, and I think it's just the way I'm feeling, and of course with the nap I took a little bit ago. So there might be times where I'm just kind of sitting here, and well, not that I don't do that on a norm. But here we go. Pace truck going to pull off. A big shout out to Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We'll try to talk to Lewis. I hear he's not feeling the best. Also, he's actually got some sick problems going on. Me, I think it's just due to heat and delivering packages. But anyways, let's go green. Round number 4 from Chicagoland Speedway. Alphin and Ethier lead them to the green. Of course, our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online on Facebook And in the iRacing forums, they are at trackcams22.com. You see him panning out 3 and 4 wide already through the corners as Zach Mertes getting underneath of Brandon Alphin. And look at this. Truck action. As Alphin will lead him across lap 1. And Dominic Russo's gone around bringing out the caution. And I'm being yelled at or something here. Hang on. All right, so caution out for the first time. Looks like Dominic, I'm being told, was blinking pretty well here. So let me click on the caution and get over to another driver. And Ronald Piles gets hit, and Aaron Beaver gets spun around. We're going to have some trucks come to pit road here. Stephen Miles, Craig Martin. Looks like a lot of the back half of the field. And, of course, some trucks are going to get some damage fixed. Unfortunate deal there where the 63, unfortunately, blinking out. I think that happened last week, too, if I remember correctly. So it looks like Beaver, Downing, and Russo on pit road right now getting damage fixed on their car or truck. And this should be a quickie yellow. We got nobody a lap down. The lights are out, so we'll double up here and get the green flag, get these guys back on and going. So far, 3 races in and 3 different winners. Nick Leo, Drayton Cook winning at Bristol. Zach Mertes got the win in week number 2. Leo, of course, won at Daytona, oh, by the way. And then Mertes with the win in Kansas. Drayton Cook at Bristol. So can we go 4 for 4 here this evening? I know we got a pretty good field of trucks here that could potentially race for the win when this thing's all said and done. So we shall see what happens here. Is Brandon Alphin going to lead him back to the green on lap number 6? Now, just a reminder, too, also, I am the admin watching over the race, too. So if you hear me You know, like a minute ago, somebody asked me a question in the stream, so I jumped over in the race. So I jumped over to the race chat to talk to them real quick. You might see me be quiet for a second just to help them with penalties or whatever. And that kind of thing. As Mertes jumps to the top side here, now 3 wide back there for third. Brett Rolls tried to get in a piece of this. This draft plays a really big role, and Mertes leads that lap. The draft playing a really big role here with these trucks and all the drag on them. You see them all fanning out 3, 4 wide as the restart here. Stephen Miles actually came to pit road. A few trucks coming to pit road there. Nobody took tires. I think it was more just to top off the fuel. Of course, Tuesday night we saw speeds of, Alfin almost shutting the door on Mertes there. Good move on Zaxpar getting to the bottom there. But Tuesday night we saw speeds of about 198, 99 miles an hour down to turn 1, almost 200. Tonight, nowhere close to that. We're like maybe about 190 in these trucks in the draft. As Drayton Cook gets in there with Tim Abrams. As a matter of fact, the whole TI team with Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This will show you how big of a draft plays a role here. The Burger King truck there. Jeremy Berger just ran the fastest lap of the race, and he's all the way back in the 9th spot right now. Strategy. That is going to be the play when it comes down to it here this evening. The 35% fuel. The 3 sets of tires that this field has. As these guys continue to go at it for the lead here. Oh, almost leaning on each other. Mertz got a little loose there, I think, trying to cut the wheel down, and that's going to kill his momentum here. What he's got to do is get up to that quarter panel and then turn into the corner. We ride with Ethier, who's been the hottest driver on the circuit. Had a rough night Tuesday. Oh, and now Alfin gets hit by Mertes in the wall. Trying to save it. Tim Abrams there goes Alfin around, gets into the wall, and gets clobbered. And caution out for the second time. Guys, who is the truck? 5 goes into the grass and hit and head for the wall. Nice save on his part. It was Rick Ward that was the white truck that got clobbered. This starts all the way at turn 4. Tim Abrams gets hit, unfortunately, by Alfin. They're going through the grass, and they're all trying to get going. Alfin starts to lose the back end, and then it just overcorrects. All right, here come the leaders on the pit road. So second caution here quickly. And you see Alfin trying to get that damage fixed, able to get out of the pit. So that's going to be interesting to see if he can work his way through the field, if that damage is bad enough. He got T-boned pretty well. Race off pit road going to be won by Mertes. let's real quickly. Haven't had a chance to share this much this week. I just thought about it. If you are wanting to see the timing and scoring of the race as it goes right now, you can. Oh, Alpha just went up in smoke, unfortunately. You can click on that link right there, and you can. And another truck just turned left all of a sudden here. As Colby Wells with some issues here. I don't know. Oh. So it looks like Colby's got some kind of wheel issues, so he's out here turning circles in the grass, unfortunately. So it looks like some contact. So Colby's wheel unplugged. And that's where, yeah, right there is when it happens. And then Kyle gets into into the 45. That car was doing a Chicago dance or something. So far, we've had a netcode incident, or I say a blinking incident, and a wheel unplugging. All right, pace car is in here, and I'm going to have to do a little admin work here for a second. If everybody hits the mic, let's see. Nobody said clear yet. Everybody okay? All right, I guess I don't clear anything. 3 wide on the back straightaway. As Miles makes a move inside of Ether and rolls and goes to second. Down here, Jeremy Berger. Christopher Dean all the way at the bottom here. Oh, look out, is Ether falling back here. Everybody pretty much, it looks like, went fuel only on that stop. I've been scared because there's been times, Josh, my wheel, like, I'll plug it up, or I'll put it up on the desk. Everything plugged in, I'll be like, why is it not on? And I'll go back and unplug it from the desk, and my plug came out. And I'm like, ooh, hope that don't ever happen during a race. But it hasn't yet, so knock on wood. Look at this mess. Lewis, Colby Wells. Or as we learned Tuesday night, Colby Wells is now Colby Lewis. Good job, Kyle. As they're almost 3 wide, they're up the middle comes the 007, Jacob Vanoski. And that Black Rifle coffee car. He's got Jason Clark to his inside. up front has kind of calmed down a little bit. The battle's back here in this mid-pack. There's Clark in that KY number 69 truck. Who is outside is the 9 of Dalton Wilson. There's the 007, Jake Vanowski, as I mentioned. There, Colby Wells, Tim Averill. There's Dallas Childers, worked his way up to 12th right now. Dallas having a good run so far in that truck. Oh, almost 5 wide. They're trying to be. They were pretty much 3 to 4 wide on the front straightaway there the whole time. That's Alan Ayers right there coming through, the 24 truck of Michael Eckert. A little wildness right there. I think everybody's going to settle down. Here comes Jeremy. Berger to the inside of the 17 of Brett Rolls. Got Christopher Dean with him. Miles putting that pressure up there on Mertes. Remember, Zach won the only mile-and-a-half track so far on this season. That was at Kansas just 2 weeks ago, and now here at Chicago before we take the week off. And these guys are going to have a little fun in 2 weeks. They're going to hit the Red Bull Ring for the first time ever in TI. We ride with Ether. You're barely off the throttle. You can hear just a little blip there. Had to get out of it a little more than just having Jeremy on his outside there. Great run from Dean and from Jeremy. They're going to go by for 3rd and 4th. Move Rolls back to 5th. As these guys trying to draft their way up. Again, 35% fuel in these trucks. So pit stops probably in the next 3 to 4 laps. There's your point leader, Nick Leo. He slides up there in front of the 17. 17 probably not too thrilled with that. He get a little wobbly. Look at Dallas flirting around with a top 10 here. Up front, Miles took a peek to the outside there. Not able to get the run on the O2. Tried to, though. And out to the bottom. And the 7 truck goes to the lead. So move Miles up to the front. And again, pit stop's going to be coming here shortly. Alan Ayers with some issues. Over here cutting the grass. Good job by the 5 to keep it down. So with this being lap number 30 coming up here in about 2 laps, I'm assuming this will probably be the first set of tires for most, if not all, the field here at this pit stop. So now it's just a matter of when you come to pit road as Lewis tries to clear his teammate, Dalton Wilson. He does that. Your 2 early cautions here so far. Otherwise, we have stayed clean and green and had some fantastic racing here everywhere on this track. And we've got some trucks calling out pit stops, and here they come. Tim Averill, first one in. Colby Wells going to come in. Looks like Clement Downing. I see the 24 of Eckert. And Rick Well, that's not Rick Ward. It's a black truck back there. Dylan Dameron's who that is coming to pit road. And I think we're going to see more leaders coming in. You see the pit times down at the bottom right now. And this time, Mertes, Vinoski, Alan Ayers coming to pit road here. So and it looks like everybody, tires and fuel. Clement Downing at 12.9. That's a fast stop. Wonder if he took 2 tires, maybe? It's kind of weird. There's Zach Mertes. Right side tires going on the 0-2. And now the leaders all coming in. Miles, Berger, Dean, a lot of the guys up front. As 14-7 for Zach Mertes. Here comes Miles. Hearing about Michael Eckert getting a speeding penalty. $14.8 for Miles. And let's see where Zach. Comes out on track. It's the wrong button. Nope, that's not it. There it is. And there goes Zach going by. That's what I was trying to pull up there so you can see Zach go by. So now you can see where everybody will line up. So Miles going to be back about a second with 1 lap fresher tires. You see Jeremy Berger there behind him by about 0.7 of a second. Christopher Dean. And Nick Uricchio was the last one to come to pit road. Tried to steal a little track position there, maybe with a caution. He comes to pit road now, which will cycle everybody back around to Zach Mertes. That 1 lap was able to jump ahead of Miles with that little bit of a tire advantage. There's Zach. There's Miles. There's Jeremy. And it's about 2 seconds back to Christopher Dean, who's got Leo and Dalton Wilson, who's having a fantastic run there in that 9 truck. Tim Averill there behind him in 7th. Kyle Ethier. Chris Lewis, Colby Wells, your top 10. Jason Clark under attack. Ronald Piles to his inside there in that 68 truck. 68 versus 69. Battling. I'm on quiet my mic here for a second. So while we muted the microphone there for a quick second, you saw Stephen Miles make the pass on Zach Mertes. That's a 1 lap fresher tires. I mean, they do make a difference. Now, you wonder, too, if Zach could be tire saving a little bit here, trying to just take care of the tires and try to make up that 1 lap advantage that the field has on him for pitting a lap earlier as Jeremy gets to his inside there. The battle of the twos. You saw Clement Downing going a lap down in the, actually 7 laps down the 59 truck. So move Jeremy up to second. And it becomes a real tough race when you're in a position like Mertes, because obviously you try to play that tire battle and try to get the fresh tires on there a lap sooner to make the jump. But the way this track just eats up the tread, I mean, that one lap can be a difference. Not much of one, but can definitely be a difference. Saw Eckert make a pit stop as he looks like he's taking his truck behind the wall, so not sure if his truck owner fired him or something, because he was pretty mad coming to pit road there for his penalty, as Nick Leo moves up to the 4th spot past Dalton Wilson. As we put 40 laps on the board, and we might have ourselves a battle for the lead here. Something has gotten into the Burger King. Jeremy started all the way back in 10th, and through the couple cautions has gained track position, and now looking to get around Miles. Yeah, I was just going through the numbers here really quickly, and I want to add the ARCA series into this, or the Gen 4 series, as we know it as, into all this. Of course, this is now the 9th total race, or I'm sorry, the 8th total race. We've had 4 over there. Now this will be the 4th tonight. And there's only been one repeat winner in all of the series. Now, there's one driver that has won once in both the truck and the Gen 4 series. That's Drayton Cook, but the guy that's won more than one race in the 1C series is Kyle Ethier, winning first the Daytona and Kansas races, the first 2 in the Gen 4 series. Otherwise, that means we have had 6 winners in 8 races if we get a new winner tonight. This shows you the parity of what everybody has here, as now all of a sudden Miles starting to kind of pull away here. So not sure if Miles was backing up the track a little bit to... Oh, hold on there. That didn't help things. Beaver just got loose right in front of Berger. Good save. But you wonder if Miles was backing up to Jeremy to allow him to save some tire. And now starts to drive away there in that 7 truck. Brett Rolls had a kind of sketchy moment here, but first let's check out the 3 wide battle. As Tim Abrams coming back to pit road. Here we go, another round of pit stops. And you're only able to get about 13, 14 laps, maybe 15 at most. Let's jump up here to Brett, who had a little, I was just talking about this, had a little issue almost. Oh, some net code off Clark. Good save. All right, leaders are in. Mertes, Berger, here at lap 45. Should be fuel only for everybody, I would think, here. There comes Miles. And once again, I'll throw up this battle box, so you'll be able to see Miles is right there in the middle of the screen. Think of this like the F3 button on iRacing. You're going to see the names come through of people coming off pit road and their distance behind or whatever. There goes Miles topping off. Look for Mertes. Look for Berger. There's Dallas. There's Leo. There's Berger right there on the screen as Leo's on pit road. There's Mertes coming onto the screen. So it looks like Looks like it'll be about a second or so, maybe a little less. As Dean, Kyle Ethier, Chris Lewis, Craig Martin, well, pretty much the whole entire field coming to pit road here quickly. That leaves Eurykio pretty much the only driver not to come back in, and he should be in here any moment. So this field's getting really spread out now. Strategy coming into play. Trying to figure out when the right time to take the second set of tires, which I'm guessing will be the next stop, which will be lap 60. And then you'll have a set of tires sitting on pit road ready to go in case you get a caution late in this race. But right now, I think we're in the middle. I'll have to check the numbers, but I want to say miles-wise, no pun intended, this might be the longest green flag run we've had all season in both series. All right, Eurykio comes to pit road. You can see Dallas Childers leaving the pits there, so he's having some pit stop issues. And Dallas, you spend a minute on pit road, it's never good. Bunch of TI guys right here in a clump. That's 8th, 9th, 10th, all here. And then Brett Rolls and Clark back at it again. Hopefully this time there won't be a net code contact. There's Lewis there. They give each other plenty of room this time. There's that high line coming in. Clark gave a little shove to Rolls going into 3. And drove right around him. So Miles out now to a 1.1 second lead. Berger there at second. Now you wonder if somebody might try to strategize here. Mertz almost getting the wall. Because obviously if you follow the leader, you're going to follow the leader, as Larry McReynolds always likes to say. And when you have a race like this where you're pitting every 13 to 15 laps, you got to do something different. Because right now Miles is starting to stretch out the lead. So the only issue you have here is Miles has pitted a lap later than the other two, both pit stops so far. So Miles can kind of adjust his strategy off of the others. So they're kind of in a box right now. All right, talk about the trucks all over the place here at this track. So it makes this so fun. A track that a lot of people wish would be back on the actual NASCAR schedule is this track. You ride with Colby. The question here is, I guess where I'm going with this is, do you dare go fuel only again here at 60 and take the tires at 75? I think it's a big risk reward because you do have another set still sitting in the pits, but it's something different. The thing about it though is I think no matter what, you're going to see the leaders go tires here, and then probably that third set of tires with 15 to go. That might be where you actually see somebody do fuel only and if you get a late restart, then throw those tires on the truck. So I don't know. There's a lot of play in here somewhere. But the one thing Miles has right now over this field is, especially the guys he's battling right now, is the fact that he can time his pit stop off of what they do. We watch Wells and Clark here going at it. Check out Craig Martin back here as he battles with Vinoski. I wonder, did Mertes actually catch the wall? Because he has fallen back into the clutches of Nick Leo here. Oh, caution's coming out. Caution is out. That's going to kind of change everything up. As Dylan Dameron has gone around in turn 2. And that's the caution. So it looks like Dylan spun out and then just came back on the track, and that's what triggered the caution. And Dylan's went up track, got in the wall, and then spun her around. All right. Well, this brings the leaders to pit road. And I'm expecting tires and fuel here from everybody. Race off pit road going to go to Miles. Mertes will be second. Berger third. Yeah, it looks like Leo, Ethier, Dean looks like pretty much how they came in is. All right, so while we're under caution here for the third time now. Let's bring Mr. Go-Kart guy up here to the booth. As Zach, you got a copy, bud? As he's coming to pit road. I want to make sure I got him in the right booth here. Maybe I got, oh, that's why. I see why. Hang on. There we go. Zach, got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
We're good here. I see you coming back to pit road. Is this a fuel strategy move?
Can't confirm nor deny, Chris.
I think that's a yes. We'll get that. Obviously, you're scraping up the right side of your truck there a little bit. Talk about what you're feeling here in the long run. It looks like kind of fell back a little bit there towards the end. Was that wall contact part of it?
Just a little bit. Truck seems to be pushing a lot, and I was having a little bit of trouble keeping it where I needed it to be, and it just wasn't playing out as the tires ran on. I don't know what Miles is doing, but he is obviously saving a lot more than me, and just doing what I need to do to be able to make it to the end of this race and hopefully secure a win after missing last week. I know we need the points, and Miles leading a bunch of laps and setting the fastest lap does not help my case. But, you know, I think we're in a good spot, and I think we're going to be able to walk away with a decent finish should we be able to get back up to the front. I think the fuel strategy should be the right call over the course of the long run. I know the truck burns less fuel as you go, but I think having that extra fuel is going to be beneficial just in case.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. You got plenty of laps to go. And, by the way, I can tell you what Miles was doing.
I don't necessarily think I want to know.
What you weren't.
Just, well, I think that's kind of clear cut and dry.
All right, best of luck, bud.
Thank you, Chris.
As Zach Mertez gets ready there, he topped off the fuel cell at coming to 1 to go this time, so I think I caught him off guard with that comment. I mean, usually if the leader is doing something or somebody's doing something and it's beating you, they're doing something you're not. Or you're doing something they're not. One way or the other. All right, going to come back to the green flag at lap number 62, and let's hope they don't wreck for a couple laps because we're going to turn it up thanks to frontstretch.com. .23 laps to go. And caution is out. And Alan Ayers, Colby Wells involved. Looks like Ayers is up here in the outside wall. Not sure what happened to Colby. I don't see him in the picture here. But that brings the fourth caution out. And let the strategies begin. Oh, a little contact there, and more contact there, and more contact there, and more contact there. They're stuck to each other. Interesting. Watch here, see if we can get a better view from our drone. It looks like Colby doesn't turn in the tri-oval. What was the old late turn move? I did that and kind of caused a pileup in a league race a couple weeks ago. They made contact there. And then I think Colby maybe gets loose right there, and there's contact. A lot of leaders coming back to pit road here, I think, to top the fuel cells off, which would be more of a green-white checker move, I think, at this moment. And one of the leaders did come to pit road here, and that's Jeremy Berger in the 2 truck. So, of course, this is the Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Truck Series. And Chris Lewis is the manager over there at that place. And, well, Lewis has been one-on-one with the Porcelain Gods, I think, throughout the day from what I've been told. Or Poen and Noah Gregson, whatever you want to call it, it works. So I guess I'll promote it for him. But apparently they're selling Wranglers and Wagoneers. I think he talked... I don't want to get the numbers wrong, but I know he said multiple, we'll call it that, $1,000 off of Wagoneers at Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where the prices are cheaper down the mountain. If they ever need a spot read, by the way, for the radio, you can... I know a guy. There's an advertising for myself. All right, so let's see how this all gets twisted up now. So Stephen Miles is going to lead this race. Jason Clark, who I think is not too thrilled with people dooring him, apparently, is second. Christopher is going to be third behind Dean, and then Murta is now fourth, and Drayton Cook is fifth. And I didn't get a chance with the caution coming out to mention the Turn It Up segment presented by FrontStretch.com as we get ready for the Chicago street race. And that's coming up here in a couple days. I think they'll have practice for tomorrow and stuff, but you can get the preview of what everybody thinks is going to happen or has a feeling could happen. And so much more. IndyCar, open wheel, or Formula One, I should say, sprint cars and stuff like that. I'm out. Like I said, I'm out of it tonight. You can check it all out, frontstretch.com, and you can even hear how on the day before practice for a street race in one of the not so safest cities in the world, how a driver actually got robbed on a trip. And it's not a NASCAR driver in Chicago. This happened to a F1 driver, believe it or not. So, interesting story there. And, of course, the race itself. As Miles leads him back to the green, 20 laps to go as he gets a wicked restart on Dean. Dean was probably rapping or something again. Anyways, here we go. Clark Mertez and Drayton Cook up to fifth. Eurykio, who was a lap down just a little bit ago, is up to sixth. Clark with a little bit of a defensive move at the bottom there. Single file up here to about the 7th position. Ethier trying to work his way around. Nick Leo has had a great run tonight. Here's where the draft pulls everyone together. Oh, Eurykio gets the outside wall. I will quote a radio station. I won't say which one or who the person was, but I heard this week on Monday. Somebody actually said on the air, and I heard this and I actually smacked my forehead because I was like, no, he did not just say that. But the quote was, this weekend we will see NASCAR drivers race a street circuit and dodge bullets at the same time. That was actually said on the radio. As Mertes to the inside for second on Clark. Should mention Jeremy Berger's only worked his way up to the 14th position, so you could tell. I was wondering if you were going to say something. All this defensiveness back here. Clark and Mertes hitting each other some more. The tension up front is like, what's her name? There's Berger right there, working his way into the top, almost the top 10, up to 11th now. Dalton Wilson there behind him. There's Piles, there's Vinoski, Craig Martin coming into the picture. This is really picking up now. And we still got a pit stop left. Oh, Clark getting loose. 4 wide, contact. Oh, and around goes Dean into the wall off of Leo. Oh, Chris Lewis clips Drayton and everything's okay. 4 wide at Chicago at a curve. Not good. Well, Clark gets loose there. He's about sent it out of Chicago. And at 4 wide here. Oh, but 4 wide. And right there, something, I don't know if they actually hit, but Drayton reacted to Clark coming down a little bit into Leo. Into Dean, and Dean is going to get smacked right there and then gets hit by Drayton. And then Tim Averill hits Leo. Lewis and Berger go heading for a pizza together in the infield. Craig Maw thought Martin was going to make it through. Dalton Wilson gets through. There goes that rear bumper. And here come the leaders on the pit road. And look at this. Berger can use the strategy and go to the front. Kyle Ethier going to come out second. No tires on either of these guys. Or, you know, actually, let me back up. Berger took no tires. Kyle Ethier 2 tires with Craig Martin 2 tires. This was the move that won the race for Zach Mertes at Kansas. We look at it again here. It's just a tough spot to be 4 wide in. I mean, you got a curve on the back straightaway now. I mean, obviously Clark's up top there. Almost caught the wall and I think he's trying to get himself off the wall or maybe in the draft of the truck in front. I don't think there was contact. I mean, if there was, it was the slightest. If I could find Clark's name. There he is. Maybe you see Drayton gets out of the gas when that happened. That's where the contact with Leo happens. Leo gets down into Dean. Well, going to be interesting to see here. 10 laps to go this time. We'll get the green likely at 9 laps to go as I lean back there for a second. Fat Joe style. I'm literally to the point where I'm chugging waters now. I think I had like 8 bottles today. Now just had a 9th. Gonna have another one here in a little bit. Just in case it's a hydration issue. Not that like it's gonna help me now, but alright, so we're gonna get the green. As I mentioned, with 9 laps to go, I'm seeing 18 trucks on the lead lap out of the 27 that took the green. All right, going to come back to the green flag. 9 laps to go. Jeremy Berger with no tires. Kyle Ethier on 2. A little stack up at the front. Here we go. I think they anticipated Jeremy going early, and he didn't. Oh, Zach Mertes goes around off of Dalton Wilson now. Let's see what happens. I think it's the first time I've ever heard Clement talk. Oh, that's the wrong caution. Yeah, that's the previous caution. Good job, producers. All right, here's Zach. Let's see what transpires here. And Clark gets into the back of the O2, it looks like. Excuse me. So let's go on board. And Clark just never lifts and gets into the back of him. I mean, it was a little bit of a checkup or something there. All right, But that's going to open this up and get it now down to about 4 laps to go. Again, 2 weeks will be our next TI broadcast. Tuesday night, the Gen 4 series at Watkins Glen. And then the truck series will be at the Red Bull Ring. I about said Nürburgring. That would be insane to me. The Red Bull Ring in Austria. And again, there will be no other than me just streaming random stuff from racing to probably some AI stuff I haven't had a chance to do in a week or so. Maybe some trucking. And, oh, by the way, there's going to be some big upgrades to the stream while we're off. So, looking forward to doing some work. And when we come back on Sunday, I think it's July 9th, if I remember correctly. All right, so about to go green, 4 laps to go. Jeremy Berger, Craig Martin up there in second. Kyle Ethier, there he is again up front. Stephen Miles led the most laps here so far tonight, running 4th. Jason Clark in 5th. Alan Ayers, who's been involved, I think, in 2 different incidents, he's up to 6th. Colby Wells, Brett Rolls, Jake Vanoski, and Ron Piles, your top 10. Question is, can they run 4 laps without wrecking? I have faith that they could, but we're all racers, so we'll see. And there goes Berger launching. Uses that apron to an advantage here, shorter way around. Problem is here, the draft is so huge, he's not going to get away. And they're going to get a pretty big run. They're 3 wide already on the back. Here comes Eurykio up the middle. Not able to get a run yet. Miles has gotten to the back bumper of Berger. 3 laps to go. Berger pushing Miles up to the wall. Oh, and around goes somebody back there. It's Alan Ayers. And that's going to bring the caution out, and we go to overtime. Let's see what happens. He gets up in the outside wall and it bounces off, and He gets it, and Drayton Cook gets into the back of him. So 7th caution out. Now, one thing I didn't get a chance to point out. It's the first time we've been in Chicago since a historic event happened. The last time, which was 3 seasons ago now. 2 seasons ago now, because it was before I broadcasted again. But the last time we were here in the ARCA car, that number 2 went to victory lane. We won't mention the driver's name, but the 2 went to victory lane. So, I mean, anything can happen here. So it looks like everybody coming to pit road here is mostly to fix damage. Otherwise, everybody's staying out, going with what they have here. Stephen Miles, 4 tires. And he and the 2 battled hard there, and even Miles got into the wall there at the end. Right before the wreck brought the caution out. Goes right about here. I stand corrected. That was the restart. Let's go up a lap. Here, you see Berger just kind of lifts, and I mean, if Miles got it, he didn't hit it hard. So we should see what happens here. Appreciate the viewers watching tonight. If you're new to the chat, hit that subscribe button. So Miles is in a tricky spot here because we saw Berger kind of tipped his hat on that last restart by going early and then going to the apron. What Miles needs to do here is kind of a similar fate. He needs to go when Berger, or as close as he can to when Berger launches, which will probably be early, and he needs to pretty much follow him to the apron to try to minimize the amount of shortcut that Berger's going to use here. The problem you got to look out for is how much the spotter interacts on the apron, which isn't much. So if you're Jeremy or you're Miles, you got to be careful because you 2 could hit each other, and all of a sudden you got either a big wreck, or you have Craig Martin or Kyle Ethier going to the win, or even Clark or even Colby Wells. So this is going to be very tricky now. You saw in the last restart, it took about a lap for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th place cars to get to Jeremy. So if this gets to the white flag, this could get really interesting with the run here. So let's see how this all transpires. There goes Berger early, as mentioned. He goes to the apron, as mentioned. Miles does not follow him. But he's still got a pretty good restart. Berger tries to protect the bottom. Here comes Miles to the top. They're going to make it back to the white flag. Final lap. Here comes Craig Martin. Here comes Ethier. Colby Wells to the bottom. sliding up. He gave him room. Into the wall goes Martin off of Ethier. They're going to drag race and contact into the wall. Goes Miles and Berger, and Colby Wells goes to victory lane. Miles ends up second. Clark ends up third. Here's some unhappy drivers. I'm just listening. So dramatic finish at the end here. It's Colby Wells in victory lane. Let's see first the wreck on the backstretch. You know what happens here? Craig reacts to Colby, is what I'm seeing here. So you see Colby's coming up the track. Craig's trying to get himself set, and then he sees that, and he kind of bobbles himself up the track, and there's the contact with the 87. That's that one. And then here, you know, and actually, Clark finishes second, not Miles. That didn't update on my timing and scoring. All right. Well, let's talk to our top three here. I'm going to check with iRacing real quickly before I just want to make sure iRacing got it right, because it looks like by the numbers there that Miles finishes third behind Clark. Just going to be a minute here before I get that. And that is confirmed by iRacing. So Stephen Miles finishes third. This ought to be a fun interview. Steven's probably not a happy camper right now. As we'll bring Steven up here. Obviously, Steve, I know you're not happy with the third place finish in the end there with the contact at the end. But unfortunate deal there, but able to still lead the most laps here tonight in a third place finish. Here it is. I have voice activation off. So I just asked you a whole entire question in quiet. Anyways, third place finish. I know you're not probably too thrilled with what just happened there at the end of this race, but still leading the most laps and getting a third out of it at least salvages the night. And that's not good. Oh, I moved him to the wrong chat. That's why. Oh, I'm on a roll. I am on a roll right now. There we go. Yeah, you can tell I'm out of it tonight. I can't even get anybody in the right damn channel. Anyways, Steve, obviously not the best of nights at the end there. You had a good night of leading the most laps and so on and so forth, but unfortunate circumstances there at the end. But talk about the race and a third place finish there.
I'm trying to get my words right. It was a good race. Set up my car for the long run for the nighttime, and it was fast. I had a fast Bullet Dog Coffee truck tonight. Did pit strategy right. Long runs, nobody could touch me. I mean, it was the same as the last cookie cutter we had. I had the most dominant truck, and instead of pit strategy this time, I get taken out on the last turn. I mean, I wanted to get to his inside, but he was going to block me. He threw a block. So I just wanted to race him clean into the outside, and I felt he still had an advantage taking it to the inside in the trial over or whatever. So I just tried to get a side draft off of him, and he just put me in a wall. He just turned up into me. I had nowhere to go, and gave the win away again. And I mean, his excuse was, I mean, it was whatever, but I mean, it was a okay race. It wasn't a great race. It was an okay race. Just a dominant car, but didn't get the win tonight.
How frustrating is it knowing that you got a truck that can get out there and win almost every race or most races this season, and still be kind of stuck at zero after 4 races?
Get bit by pit strategy once, and the second time was right there. It got wrecked. I mean, it's very frustrating. It's put in a lot of practice, put a lot of effort, race people clean, try to stay out the way, man, and be there at the end just to get wrecked. I mean, it's a morale downer for sure. It hurts. It hurts bad. I'm gonna be up for a long time tonight, and I'm not gonna stop. It's just gonna motivate me to get faster. So I feel like at that first restart, I should have pushed the issue, but I was paying respect to the people without tires. I mean, I try to be the best racer I could be, but I hope I get it in return next time.
Absolutely, man. Well, great job tonight. Send some shout outs.
Thank my teammates, man. Clark, Dean, Alvin was fast. He got in the incident earlier. Thank the Treehouse. Thank Telder. Thank Chris Lewis, Chris Scholar. Thank y'all, man, for putting on this race, man. And thank T.I., man, and that'll be it. Oh, well, thank God and thank my girlfriend. I can't forget those two. I'll be in trouble. But, yeah.
Well done. Good save. Great job, man. Good effort.
You too.
All right, buddy. Stephen Miles there finishing in the 3rd position, and I can get over to the right Discord channel here. There we go. Talk to our 2nd place finisher tonight, Mr. Clark. As we bring Jason up here. Jay, obviously a good run for you coming home in the 2nd position there. Kind of opened up there at the end with the strategy and beating and banging and stuff going on. But talk about that P2.
You know, long-time listener, Scala, first-time caller here on the after-show awards ceremony. I've never been here before. I don't even know what to do.
This is where you just talk and share your feelings.
a few holes opened up in front of me there on that last white flag lap, and you just got to ram it in there and hope for the best. I would like to make a public apology to Zach Muertes, whatever his name is. I did not mean to get into the back of them there on lap 81. So I'm going to say sorry for that right now. But yeah, P2 feels great. I like it.
Yeah, I would say that you made some slick moves in that truck of yours. And
Hey, well, I don't run the KY truck for nothing, Skylar.
well, I understand that. As no, it was just you were obviously in the middle of some battles there. I saw what looked like a netcode deal with you in the 17, unfortunately, and then obviously.
Oh, that was a big slide. Big. Whoa, that one was scary.
Yeah, you get a few of those here at this track with the grip and stuff here, but obviously you've had an up and down so far start to the season. So finishing second here has got to be nice.
It's definitely good. It feels good to get the points back that I had taken away last race due to that unfortunate yellow flag incident. So, put Treehouse Racing back where we belong on the podium. Me and Miles, that's where we should be.
There you go. Well, great job, and shout out to whoever you like to.
I'd like to shout out my mom, even though I know she won't hear this, and my wife. She's downstairs.
She might hear that.
And a big shout out to Chris Scala for the broadcasts.
Absolutely. There you go. Great job, man. I think you.
All right, buddy.
You get a passing grade for the first time.
Thank you, sir.
You get a ribbon, by the way, when you leave the booth.
Sweet.
Jason Clark finishing in the second position tonight. I can't believe that is actually the first time he and I have talked, considering I covered him in another league. But anyways, all right, our winner, who is it? It's Colby. All right, there we go. Let's get the guy who has earned himself a second name now after Tuesday night. Colby Lewis, a.k.a. Colby Wells, goes to victory lane here tonight. Congratulations. Fifth to first. Not a bad way to go to victory lane here. Everything just opened up for you.
Yes, sir. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, I reckon. I didn't really deserve it, but I'll take it any day of the week.
Well, obviously you had your ups and downs throughout the race itself. Watch you go through some battles, some contact, but persevered on to get this win.
Yeah, that was an interesting race. I thought I had a good shot at the win. I enjoy running this race truck, and at this racetrack, I had that mechanical issue early, and that threw me through a four-quarter ball, and I kind of wanted to quit after that, but I'm glad I didn't. And it was just 15 laps ago I was spinning through the infield with a wrecked truck, and now we're in victory lane. So it's definitely a whirlwind. The past couple of years have not been it for me, and I've done a lot of stuff I'm not proud of, but hopefully this will turn me around, and we'll get it going from here.
There you go. And, yeah, he pulled a Kevin Harvick tonight. Went spinning through the grass twice. Even cut some donuts there during the race. Not out of his own control. And goes to victory lane here tonight, man. Nice job. Shout out to whoever you like to.
Yeah, I think you've put it on the broadcast. Thank you to Chris Lewis and iRacing and Marion Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It just got me a Ram, and it's the best vehicle I've ever owned. If you can't dodge it, ram it. This Dodge or Ram did a great job tonight. Put us in the victory lane, and she didn't even blow up at the end. So go get you one.
There you go. Well, great job tonight. Congratulations. It took 4 races for somebody on TI to get the name of the company right finally. So great job.
Appreciate it. Have a good night.
You too. As Colby Wells goes to victory lane here this evening. And, yeah, we're going to head off. And, well, next time you'll actually see me on the air will be Saturday night for a league race. So if that helps you any with when I'll be on, I might even be on tomorrow night. Who knows? Depends on how I feel. But we're getting ready to rock and roll next a week from Tuesday. We will be at Watkins Glen. So we look forward to that race. But everybody enjoy their 4th of July weekend and into the actual 4th, which is on Tuesday. And let's be safe and sound and look forward to seeing a new and improved Captain Esports Network come a week from Sunday. So looking forward to that. Always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!
And now the wait is over. The nerves have taken their toll. Ooh. Let go of